Hello everyone, I am Ankamet and welcome to my coaching classes. So it is now time to start a review lecture. This is the first review lecture on the solid state, and the solid state is the first chapter of class 12 chemistry. So my dear student, already we have studied about the matter and its state in details in our previous classes. So today I am going to revise a little bit about the matter and the factors that affect the state of matter. So I will start from the matter. I will start from matter. So what is called matter? That anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Yes, matter has the three physical states called solid, liquid, and gas. Solid, liquid, and gas. Here, the existence of solids, liquids, and the gas can be explained by two factors. What are those two factors? Okay, forget it. At least we know that every substance has the two forces in it. What are those two forces? That one is attractive forces and another is thermal inertia or thermal motion. Attractive forces always tends to keep the constituent particle closer, but the thermal energy tends to keep the constituent particle far apart by moving them faster. Here, the thermal energy means the constant state of motion of any particles. So, the resultant or the outcome of these two forces, that is attractive and thermal energy of motion, attractive forces. So what I said, that the resultant or the outcome of these two forces will decide the state of matter, whether they are solids, liquids, or gas. It is clear? Okay. So if the attractive forces is very greater than the thermal energy, then the substance is going to be solid over here. And if the thermal energy is very greater than the attractive forces, then the substance is going to be gas. And if these two forces, attractive forces and thermal energy, are nearly equal, okay, then the substance will be liquid. By the way, here I am not going to emphasize about these two states of matter, that is liquids and gas, because already we have got in our previous classes about these two states. And this liquid states will get in details in your physics, class 12 physics. You will get in details. So now our topics is solids, and we are going to deal with the solids only, because the name of our chapter is solid state. It is clear to all? Okay. So now, if I ask you what is the definition of solids, you will say that in solids the constituent particles are closely packed, that means closely bound, and these constituent particles, they held each other by strong intermolecular forces of attraction. Yes, this is the definition of a solids. So I am going to write over here the definition of solids. That the solids are characterized. Solids are characterized. Solids are characterized by the state of matter. Solids are characterized by the state of matter in which the constituent particles are not arranged. Constituent particles are Solids are characterized by the state of matter in which the constituent particles are closely packed and held together by strong intermolecular forces of attraction is called the solid. Our next topics will be about the properties of solids. Properties of solids. So already you have got in previous classes about the properties of solids, that I am going to write one by one here, that solids have very high density, that already you have got. I am going to write over here that solids have high density. Solids have high density. Number 2, solids have definite shape, volume and mass. This is the fact. Solids have definite shape, definite volume and definite mass because in solids the constant particles are closely packed. They are so rigid, so they have the definite shape, definite volume and definite mass. Next, our properties is that solids are not flexible. Solids are not flexible. Number 3, that solids have low diffusion. Solids have low diffusion. So like what? So like liquids and gases, they can diffuse. That means they can disperse very easily. No? If you put the water on the table, if you pour the water on the table, the water will automatically disperse. No, it will spread. So here the term diffusion means that solids cannot diffuse itself. Its diffusion is very low, very low. So if you put a solid on the table, then it will never disperse or it will never diffuse like the water or like the liquids or gases can. So again, the solids cannot, like this way, the solids are not compressible. Solids are not compressible. Since the constituent particles are closely packed, so we can never compress the solids so far. Next, the solids have very high and sharp melting point. Solids are very sharp and high melting point, and the melting point of the solids will depend on the binding energy. So different solids will have the different binding energy, and the melting point also will vary from solid to solid. Next properties will be, that is, in solids the constituent particles cannot move randomly. Since in solids the packing is the maximum. The packing is maximum. So there is no any space. Left to move from one place to another place. Whenever you will see that whenever you are in a crowded bus or in a crowded place, you cannot even move from one place to another place because there is no any space left. So that's why the solids, in case of solids, the solids are so closely packed that they can only vibrate about their mean position, but they cannot move from one position to another position. So here I have written that in solids the constituent particles cannot move randomly. They cannot move randomly. If you see in gases, the constituent particles are free to move from one place to another place. Yes, because in gases the transitional motion is the maximum. The transitional motion that overcomes the attractive forces. That is why they can move from any one place to another place very easily. So I have written a few of the properties, and many properties are there. The one of the properties you can say like this way: in the solids, the intermolecular distance is very short, and the intermolecular forces are very strong. So like this way you can also write here. So I have written here the properties of solids. So next our topics will be the categorization of solids. So next heading, that is the categorization of solid. So solids can be categorized into two parts on the basis of the arrangement of atoms. Into two parts on the basis of the arrangement of atoms. And what are these? They are crystalline solids, crystalline solid, and another is amorphous solids. I think you have got these terms in your previous classes, got or not? Amorphous solid. Amorphous solid. So, what is called crystalline solids and what is called amorphous solids? So, first of all, I will define the crystalline solids and amorphous solids. After that, I will explain. Okay. So, here the crystalline solids, the substance whose constituent particles are arranged in a definite geometric pattern in 3 dimensions, that is 3D, is called the crystalline solids. But here the amorphous solids will be the substance whose constituent particles are not arranged in any regular arrangement. In any regular arrangement is called amorphous solid. So what is this? What is this? You see here, the substance whose constituent particles are arranged in a definite geometric pattern. So here I will write the arrangement of the atoms. You see, the arrangement of the atoms you will see here very regular, and they will have the definite arrangement. So there are 2 types of atoms. One is blue and is green. So see here, blue and green, and their pattern is repeated. So this pattern, blue, green, 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 blue. So like this way, this pattern will continue. This pattern will continue over the crystal. But in case of amorphous solid, there will be no any pattern. So pattern may exist for short range only, but the all these solids, in all these solids there will be no any pattern. Okay, so I can say there will be no any regular arrangement. See here, the pattern can exist only for short range, but after that it will destroy, and randomly the atoms will be arranged. Haphazardly the atoms will be arranged over here. So here you can observe here, the pattern exists only for short range. After that, the pattern automatically destroys here. You see. So these are amorphous solids. Here we have seen the pattern only for short range, that is the blue, green, again blue. After that, green, blue. That means here the pattern destroys. So you can arrange like this way. So in amorphous solids, in short, you can just say the organization of atoms is not orderly arranged, but here the organization of the atoms are orderly arranged. The atoms are organized in a pattern, but here the atoms are not organized in a pattern. So here is the regular arrangement, but here is the irregular arrangement. So this is the crystalline solids, and that is the amorphous solids. So our next topics will be the difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids, and this is very important because the questions may come to an exam that write the 2 difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. In fact, one question came. What is the difference between, write the difference between crystalline solids and the amorphous solids for 2 marks. So the difference is very important, so you should write. So people that I ask you that you have written or not these things. So take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the difference will be what? This chapter actually very easy. It is not tough, but one thing is, if your visualizing power is strong, then only you can understand this chapter. Otherwise, this chapter is going to be very tough. Oh my God, sir, what you are saying? If the chapter is very tough, then why do we need to read this? That is it. No? Don't think that this way. So I am here, no? Just believe on me. I am here. I need to make your visualizing power more strong. Just have a faith. and here we will discuss. I will write here crystalline solids and amorphous solids. That is difference. So what difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids? So I will write here crystalline solids, crystalline solid, and here I will write the amorphous solid. The difference between crystalline solid and amorphous solids. So take a table here, make a table. So in the left I will write the crystalline solids, about crystalline solids, and in the right I will write about the amorphous solids. So first of all, the difference, these two definitions, also the difference you can see here. Here is the regular arrangement, here is the irregular arrangement. So this also becomes a difference. So I will write that the regular arrangement of constituent particles for short, so long lengths. Here the regular arrangement we have seen, regular arrangement of constant particles we have seen, or that regular arrangement of constant particles exist for long lengths. But there, the regular arrangement of the constant particles may exist, but not for long lengths, but only for short lengths. They exist only for short lengths. And that's I'm going to write over here. That's the regular. Okay. Regular arrangement of constituent particles for short lengths. Here the constituent particles are represented here by the CP, that means constituent particles. Next, crystalline solids, they are called the true solids. They are called true solid. But amorphous solids, they are not called the true solids, but they are called pseudo solid or supercooled liquid. Amorphous solids are called the pseudo solids or supercooled liquids, but crystalline solids are called the true solids. Why? Because here we say in the crystalline solids, the arrangement of atoms or the arrangement of constituent particles are so regular. So regular. We have seen the pattern is same everywhere. They have a definite pattern. But here the pattern is not same. It changes. Here the atoms are randomly arranged, haphazardly arranged. So they are not called the true solids. They will be the pseudo. Pseudo means the not true. Or you can just say the fact to be more precise here. So fact solids. They are fact solids. Not all amorphous solids are fact solids. And they are also called the supercooled liquids. Why called supercooled liquids? I am taking a good example. That's if you see the window glass panes of a very old building, you will find that the thickness of the glass is more at the bottom than at the top. And because the glass flows down very slowly and very slightly, and it happens over many years, say about 100 years. Okay, about 100 years is needed to happen. So here we have seen that the glass that flows down very slowly, that means it behaves indirectly or directly, it behaves more or less like a liquid. Because liquid has a fluidity character. Liquid can flow easily, but here it flows very slowly and very slightly. So one thing you can make sure that since it flows down, so it is not a solid, but it is not a liquid, but it is a solid. One more thing. So it flows down very slowly because it has high density. Also, it has very high viscosity. That is why it flows down very slowly. Okay. So another example I am taking. If you look your image at the old mirror, if you look your image at the old mirror, you will find the image that forms on the mirror will be distorted. Why? Because the mirror, over many years, the mirror flows down very slowly, the mirror flows down very slowly, and the thickness of the mirror becomes more at the bottom than at the top. Since here the thickness, the difference in thickness, due to the difference in thickness, whatever the image is formed in the mirror will automatically be distorted because it's simple physics. No? Thickness of the glass and thickness of the mirror, so it will distort your image. So here the amorphous solids are called the pseudo solids or the sparkle liquid, but the crystalline solids they are called the true solids. Okay. Number three, I can write that crystalline solids they are rigid and incompressible. The rigid and incompressible. They are rigid and incompressible. But here the amorphous solids they can be compressed. They can be compressed to any appreciable extent. Crystalline solids are rigid and incompressible. Now, crystalline solids you cannot compress because the constituent particles are closely packed. There is no any space. So if you put the pressure over the crystal, then the crystal will never compress. But in case of amorphous solids, you see, in case of amorphous solids, here the constituent particles are haphazardly, randomly arranged. So if you put the pressure over the solids, then to the here, whatever the pressure you put over the solids, it will decompress. It will compress. So more pressure you will give, more it will compress. Again more pressure, again more will compress. So they can be compressed to any appreciable extent. Next difference that they are anisotropic. They are called anisotropic. They are called anisotropic. Anisotropic. They are called anisotropics, and they are isotropic. They are isotropic. So here anisotropic means what? Okay, you can write anisotropic means what? Okay, write with a red pen, so it will be more distinct. No? So here anisotropic means different physical properties in different direction. Different physical properties in different direction, but here the same physical properties same physical properties in different direction. Same physical properties in different direction. That means what? So physical properties like electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, refractive index. So these are what? These are physical properties. So in crystalline solids, there will be a different physical property in different direction, but in amorphous solids there will be same physical property in different direction. So whatever the direction is choose about the amorphous solids, the result will always be same. But here, if you change the direction, the result will also be different. So it is said that the different physical properties in different direction, and here the same physical properties in same direction. So how? So if it is how, then let me put or take a crystal. So this is the crystal, and this crystal is what? This is the regular arrangement of atoms. I put here the regular arrangement of atoms. So this is the crystal, and the amorphous solids. So there is no regular arrangement of atoms, but the atoms are randomly arranged over here. You see, the atoms are randomly arranged. Here you see, the atoms are randomly arranged. So say the physical properties are refractive index. If you want to pass the rays of light or the heat radiations in these directions. If you want to pass the ray of light or the heat radiations in this direction, in this direction and in this direction, you will find the different properties. In this direction, this radiation faces black atoms. So this is one type of atoms, and these type of atoms will have the same property. But here in this direction, you will face red, black. So the red atoms will have different properties, and the black atoms will have different properties. So as a whole, the result will be defined in this direction and in this direction. Now, in this direction, whatever the result you will get will be not same in this direction, because here the atoms are different. Sorry, the atoms are same, but the atoms are different in this direction. But here in this direction, so whatever the direction you choose, say I choose this direction, and another way I choose this direction. Say what? Say this direction. Okay, this direction. So in this direction, what you have got? You have got that black, red, again. So what was the result you get? Okay, think this way. In this direction, you have got red, black, red. So what is the result you will get in this direction? Because here the pattern is not same all over the crystal. Here the pattern is not same all over the crystal, because here the atoms are randomly arranged. So the result of in this direction, whatever the result in this direction you will get will be same in this direction, because here the atoms are not arranged in a pattern. So here the atoms is red, again black, again red. So here it is black, red. But here we have got one sequence here. You see here black. Here red, black. So here's a good. Here we have seen a sequence, but here there is no any sequence. There is no any order. There is no any pattern. That is why we call in different direction the physical properties will be same over here, but here in different direction the physical properties will be different. This is actually the conceptual things that I am going to explain. Next will be what? Next difference. Okay. So they give clean cleavage. They give, that means crystalline solids give clean cleavage. They give clean cleavage, but they do not give the clean cleavage. They do not give clean cleavage. Again the same concept arises. So these are our crystalline. These are our crystalline solids. I have drawn here crystalline solids, but don't take this crystal. Okay. And here I have drawn the amorphous solids. Since the amorphous solids, there is no pattern. It randomly exists. The atoms are randomly exist over here. Okay. So they keep doing cleavage. That means when you try to cut a crystalline solids, you will try to cut the crystalline solids with a sharp knife. So as soon as you cut the crystal, it will split into two pieces, and the newly generated faces of the newly generated surface or the newly generated planes will be very smooth and very shiny. That means what? If you try to cut in this way, if you slice it in this direction, if you cut, it will cut in this direction. So after that you will get the two pieces. If you cut this, you will get the two pieces of crystal. This one and this will be another. So when you cut, you will find there will be two different planes, and each planes will have very shiny and smooth surface. In case of crystalline solids, but in case of amorphous solids, if you try to cut in this direction, it will just like this. I will see what is the difference. You see here. So this is our amorphous solids and this is our crystalline solids. Here arrangement of the atoms is very regular, but here the arrangement of the atoms are not regular. That means they are randomly arranged. Since they are randomly arranged, so whatever we think, we cannot cut in any direction. So it will split into two parts. But whatever the plans it will give, it will not be regular, but it will be irregular. Rough surface will get here. Okay, rough surface. So they do not give the clean cleavage, and they give the clean cleavage. If you take the crystalline solids and you smash it with the hammer, it will it will shatter into many pieces. And each pieces, the surface of each pieces, you could see with the microscope. You will find very clean and very shiny plants. You get very clean and very shiny surface. But in case of amorphous solids, the result will be different. Here, the surface will not have the shiny surface. It will have an irregular surface. Okay, written? How many points are written here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Another points? Another point written? Another point? Okay. So actually this chapter is easy or tough? Just to say, this is easy or tough? If it is easy, and if you are feeling actually this chapter is easy, then don't forget to use your thumb. Okay, so use your thumb, like it, share it, and subscribe it. Right now, just you share it with your friends. And every day I will take your interactive classes. So I have given to my WhatsApp number, so you can message me there. And I will take everyday classes. You can ask me any types of questions, whether it is the board level questions or interest level questions. You may ask. So I will try to solve. Okay. So whatever I said here, just you keep in mind and do accordingly. So here the crystalline solids, another I will write here, that is the crystalline solids have the sharp melting points, but amorphous solids do not have the sharp melting point. So I will write here they have sharp melting point, and they do not have the sharp melting point. They do not have sharp melting point. In fact, I can write they do not have sharp melting point. That means they melt. They melt, but over a range of temperature. Over a range of temperature. They melt over a range of temperature. They have sharp melting point, and they do not have the sharp melting point. They melt over a range of temperature. That means what here? Again, I am going to draw the crystalline substance. Here, you see. Crystalline substance. So, you see, right. Okay. Right. This is the crystalline substance. And amorphous substance, you can put like this, whatever you want. Amorphous solids. Haphazard arrangement. Haphazard difference. Now see, they have the sharp melting point. The crystalline solids, they will melt at a particular temperature. Suppose iron, if you raise the temperature, the iron will not melt at any temperature. It will melt only at a particular temperature. No? But amorphous solids like glass, like rubbers, like plastics, they will not melt at a particular temperature. They will melt, but they will melt at a range of temperature. That means the amorphous solids, as soon as you raise the temperature, the amorphous solids will become soft. Again, if you put more temperature, it will become more soft. So, as you raise the temperature, the amorphous solids will become softer and softer. So, it will melt over a range of temperature. So, at what temperature it will melt, you can say. So, why it happens? Why it's like this? Because in crystalline solids we have seen the distance between two adjacent atoms. That is the bond length. The bond length are same over here. You see? So the bond length will be same. So since it has the same bond length, so say this is the bond length, this is one bond length. So to break this bond, say we need 100 degrees Celsius. break this type of bond, we need 100 degrees Celsius. So now if you supply the 100 degrees Celsius, will it not break? Will it not break all the bonds? Obviously. So at 100 degrees Celsius it will break. But if you put 95 degrees Celsius, will it break? No. So at particular temperature, all the bonds will break. So that's we call they have the sharp melting point. That means from solid to it will change to liquids. So as soon as the bond breaks, it will convert to liquid. But here they melt over a range of temperatures. They do not give the sharp melting point. They will melt over a range of temperatures because here you see, whatever the distance between these two atoms is not same with these two atoms. It's not same with these two atoms. It's not same with this. So here the distance of different adjacent atoms are different. So this distance and this distance is same, and this distance is so long, so large distance. That means bond length is still a maximum. So if the bond length is maximum, the less energy will be required to break that bond. Yes or no? Yes. So here, suppose we have raised the 50 degrees Celsius. Then at 50 degrees Celsius, it will break. So like this, we have many bonds are there. Say this type of bonds, this one, so it will break. So this one is say it will break. So at 50 degrees Celsius, some of the bonds will break as well it becomes little soft. Again, 100 degrees Celsius, this type of bonds starts breaking. This type of bond. But there are some short bond length are there. Say this is the short bond length, shortest bond length. This is the shortest bond length. They will not break at 100 degrees Celsius. So if 100 degrees Celsius, if you raise the 100 degrees Celsius, then this type of bonds starts breaking and it will become more soft. So like this way, so if you raise the temperature more and more, so it will become more and more softer. So that is why we call the amorphous solids, they melt over a range of temperature, but the crystalline solids they melt, they have the sharp melting point. That means they melt at a particular temperature. Again, the example if I take, if I give you example, that example will be right here. The example will be diamond, like silicon, that is quartz, etc. Like iron, aluminium. There also that is NaCl, etc. So they are the example of crystalline solids. And here, if I write the example, it will be rubber. It will be rubber. Okay, right? It will be rubber, glass, plastic, pitch. That's it. That pitch. Pitch means what? The pitch that you will find in the road, on the road. No? That's the pitch. The pitch also the amorphous solids. So amorphous solid is still not included in our syllabus. So we are going to skip this bloody fox, no, amorphous solids. So these amorphous solids we will not study further here. So, but you should read this difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. But one question may come, the uses of amorphous solids. So I will write the uses of amorphous solids. After that, I will conclude this lecture for 2 days. So next, we put the heading that the uses of amorphous solids. Okay, take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So write the uses of amorphous solids. Uses of amorphous solids. This is too hot. Since it is the lockdown is going on. So stay home, stay safe, and we are here and we are working for you. Uses of amorphous solids. So amorphous solids like your rubber, plastics, glass, they find many uses in our day-to-day life because of their specific uses. So I will give some example, that is like inorganic glass. Inorganic glasses are used in houseware, in houseware, laboratory ware, and industry. US and industry. Number 2, like amorphous silicon. Amorphous silicon is the best photovoltaic material. To convert sunlight to electricity. Next, your rubbers are mainly used for making tires, shoe sole, etc. So these are the difference between the crystalline. These are the uses of amorphous solids. So now one question I will ask: can you convert the crystalline solids into amorphous solids and amorphous solids into crystalline solids? The question is yes or no. Yes or no? Or you think that, oh my God, in amorphous solids the arrangement of the constituent particles are not regular, but in crystalline solids it is regular. So how it is possible? It is possible. So I will give one example. So example is what? We can convert the crystalline solids into amorphous solids and amorphous solids into crystalline solids.